All right, here's a good ratio proportion problem for any standardized math exam, specifically the ASVAB. Go ahead and pause the video, give this problem a try, unpause the video and watch how I do it. I'll show you two ways to solve and I'll give you some tips and tricks. Okay, if you've already done this, a blueprint uses a scale where 1 inch represents 4 feet. Those are a ratio, 1 inch to 4 feet. I set it up as a fraction. How many inches? So I'm going to set this equal to how many inches. That means I don't know. So I call it X. Would represent the wall. That is 18 feet long. A ratio is just one number to another number. You could write it 1 is to 2, 1 is to 4, 1 is to 2, or in words, 1 to 2. When I have one ratio equal to another ratio, that is called a proportion. I need to have 3 of the pieces to solve for that fourth piece. If I don't know what that fourth piece is, I usually call it an X, a variable, an unknown. Okay, so now that I have this proportion, what I could do is I could just kind of look at it and see if I could figure it out. I could say, well, how do I get from 4 feet to 18 feet? Well, 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. So it has to be a number between 4 and 5. I look over at my answers. There is only one answer between 4 and 5, so it has to be answer D. So that's kind of the tip or trick to do this. The other way to do it in more of a classic math way is to take the lower left times the upper right, this times this, 4 feet times X will give you 4X. And then this times this, 1 times 18 is 18. Should look like a butterfly like that. Then solving for X, I divide both sides by 4. That gives me X by itself. 18 over 4 is the answer, but not the finished answer. I could divide both the top and bottom by 2 to get 9 over 2, which is equal to 2 goes into 9 4 times, with 1 left over, 4.5. Correct answer, answer D right there. Okay, this channel right here is all about you being as successful as possible on any standardized math exam. The way you do that is you got to practice, so you have to have paper and pencil out. So make sure you do that. And then go ahead and pause the video, do this problem before I do it. And I have a total of 8 problems today. We'll work through them pretty quickly so you can just see how I solve them, and then you practice on the next one. All right, so go ahead and pause the video, set up this ratio, set it equal to another ratio, identify what you are looking for, solve that, and then select the correct answer. A recipe calls for a ratio of 3 parts of flour to 2 parts of sugar. So I have 3 parts of flour to 2 parts of sugar. There's my ratio. If you use 12 cups of flour, well, where does that flour have to go? The units have to line up. So those 12 cups of flour have to go here. How much, that's asking the question, how much sugar is needed? Right, so sugar has to go down. How much is saying X? Well, how do I go from 3 to 12? Well, I multiply by 4. How do I go from 2 to here? I multiply by 4. Correct answer is 2 times 4, 8 cups of sugar. Correct answer, answer D right there. All right, if you got that one right, very good. You're on the right track. Here's more of an arithmetic reasoning one. No, I'm sorry. Here's more of a mathematical knowledge one, where it's really, do you know the math tools to do this? Pause the video, give it a try, unpause the video. How do I go from 8 to 40? I multiply by 5. Therefore, I would also have to multiply by 5 right here. 5 times 5 is 25. Correct answer, answer A, 25. Or if I wanted to do the cross multiply, I could do that times that. 5 times 4 is 2. Don't forget that 0. 8 times X is 8X. Got to get this by itself. Divide both sides by 8. These cancel. And then this has to be divided by 8 as well. They're both even. I could reduce that to 100 over 4. 4 goes into 100 25 times. Correct answer, answer A. Moving right along. Set this one up. Solve. Mark up the problem. A map scale is 1 to 50,000. If two cities are 10 centimeters apart on the map, what is the actual distance between them in kilometers? Okay, so this is in centimeters. That's important. So I have my ratio 1 to 50,000. Well, how do I go from here to here? I multiply by 10. Therefore, I have to multiply by 10. That gives me 500,000. And then this is the important part, centimeters here. So that gives me 500,000 centimeters. This is a little tricky here. You need to know that I have 500,000 centimeters and I want kilometers. So I'm going to multiply by a ratio equivalent to 1. Centi is 100. So there are 100 centimeters to the meter. Centimeters cancel. 2 of these zeros take off 2 of those zeros. So now I have 5,000 meters. Then you have to know that there are 1,000 meters to 1 kilometer. My meters cancel. That gets me in kilometers. I got 3 zeros here. I got to cross out 3 zeros here. 1, 2, 3, leaving me with 5 kilometers. Correct answer. Correct answer, answer A, right there. That's a tricky one. The ratio proportional one wasn't too bad, but then the unit conversion was the trick because you had to go centimeters to meters, meters to kilometers. All right, keep practicing along with me, and by practicing, you're going to be improving your score. In a class, the ratio of boys to girls is 4 to 5. That's written out as a ratio, 4 to 5. It has to be that same order. This is boys to girls. If there are a total of 36 students, how many girls are in the class? Well, what I need to figure out is the total number of students. So it is going to be 4 times x plus 5 times x is equal to the total 36. These are similar values. 9x is equal to 36. Divide both sides by 9 and x is equal to 4. So that means 4 times 4 is 16 boys. 5 times 4 is 20 girls. A check is together they are 36 and they are in the ratio of 4 to 5. And then this is the most important part. How many girls are in the class? Correct answer is girls, 20. Correct answer is D. You could see, you could do all this work, do it all correctly, and see that 16 circle C. That's a natural distractor. You got to read carefully to see that you are solving for the number of girls. Okay. Number 6, we got a few more problems here. A gear, pause the video, give it a try, unpause, watch how I do it. A gear rotates at 80 revolutions per minute. If the gear ratio between this gear and the second gear is 2 to 5, what is the RPM of the second gear? So 2 to 5 like that is the fraction 2 to 5. So you have to take this and multiply it by the ratio 2/5. I'm multiplying fractions here. 5 goes into 80. I can reduce this fraction. Goes in there 16 times. 16 times 2 is 32. All of this has been in RPMs. Correct answer, answer C right there. Started out kind of easy and they're getting harder. I saw that right here. I mean, I could do this. I could multiply across the top. to get 80 times 2, 160 over 5. That's a fraction. If I want to divide it out, I think of it falling over this way. So it falls over this way. So I am saying 160 divided by 5. 5 goes into 16 3 times. 16 minus 15 is 1. 5 goes into 10, 2, to give me the same 32. If I cancel that too quickly, that's where it's from. All right, 2 more problems. If you're new to the channel, think about subscribing here. An investment of $4,000 earned $120. That's a ratio. $4,000 earned $120 in interest. So this is principal interest at the same rate. How much interest, so this is my interest here, so how much interest would a principal of $10,000 earn? So if I have $4,000, I earn $120 in interest. If I have $10,000, what do I earn in interest? Well, how do I go from 4 to 10? Maybe you could see that's times 2.5. So I'd have to take this and multiply it by 2.5 as well. And the way I saw it is 2.5. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 to 10 is 2, which is half of that. That's how I saw 2.5. I'll cross multiply this one as well to show you another way. But 120 times 2 is 240. Half of 120 is 60. 240 and 60 is 300. Correct answer, answer B. Or let's go ahead and multiply that times that. Set it equal to that times that. So I have 4,000 times x is equal, and I'm just going to do zeros here, 120 times that, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to divide just by the zeros first. I'm going to divide both sides by 1,000. And that's going to get rid of those 3 zeros, those 3 zeros, those, and those. Now I have 4x equals 1,200. Divide both sides by 4 is saying I have 1,200 divided by 4. 4 goes into 12 3 times. 0 goes in there, 0, 0. Gives me the same 300 right there. Both ways work. The more you practice, the more you get that number sense, the more you're able to say, well, I'm just going to figure out that this is times 2.5, therefore this is times 2.5. Practice is the way you do that. All right, let's take a look at the last problem, number 8. And we'll set this one up. 3 gallons of paint cover 450, so I could say 3 gallons cover 450 square feet. How many gallons cover 1,050 square feet, right? So one ratio given, set it equal to another ratio of proportion. I'm looking at my answers here. How do I go from 450 to 1050? Well, 450 times 2 is 900, times 3 is like 1,300. So it's somewhere between 2 and 3. If I multiply this by something between 2 and 3, it'll be between 6 and 9, so it's going to be pretty tough. So I think I'm going to reduce first or cross multiply, either way, but I could always reduce. I could say 3 goes into here 1 time, 3 goes into 45 15 times. So I am saying 1 gallon does 150 square feet. How many gallons give me 1050? Now that I've reduced, 150 times what gives me to 1050? 150 times what gives me 1050? I think it's 7, but let me check that. 7 times 100 is 700. 7 times 50 is 350. That gives me 1050. So I did do this correctly. 150 times 7 gives me 1050. 1 times 7 will give me 7. Correct answer, answer B right there. Hopefully that was helpful. I have class every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time where I kind of work through these problems. But these 8 sample problems give you a good idea of what kind of ratio and proportion problems you'll see on a standardized math exam. There's a lot to them, as you can tell. Decoding the words, a big part of it. Setting up the equation, solving the equation, making sure you have the right answer by plugging it back in and checking. I appreciate you watching and supporting the channel. Thank you.